is a phenomenal moment for the MVP BreastKeepers podcast. We are so excited to have our first guest. Yeah, our first guest, Miss Ann. Y'all see our first guest? We're so happy.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
coming.
Ann.
And I
Yes.
am so happy to be here.
I don't think she knew she was our first guest, Vaughn. I don't think she knew.
Okay.
I had
Mm-hmm.
no idea. I had no idea.
Well, see, that's what you do for people that are special. You just let them be the first guest.
Yes.
Anyway.
And it's an honor to be your first guest, truly.
Oh, thank you. We feel the love. So everybody, like we said, we're so excited to have Ann on today. Ann is a breast cancer survivor. I want to give a little introduction before I start letting her talk, and we're going to ask her some questions about her journey. But one of the things I did want to share is that Ann and I have been friends for years. Actually, our family started being friends before we even were friends. So it goes back to my mother-in-law and Ann's mom were best friends, were besties, where they worked years ago.
Okay.
Years ago.
Yeah. No, because where they work, I don't remember.
They worked at Piccadilly's
Oh,
cafeteria.
we
Piccadilly.
all love Piccadilly.
Yeah, and still do.
Yes. And so then her sister, whose name is my namesake Pam, her sister were very close friends with my husband Frank and his brother Joe, who are both in heaven. Shout out for Frank and Joe in heaven. We love you guys. So she was close friends with them. And then come full circle, then Ann and I were members of the same book club. I think that's how we really started
That's how
our
we really
friendship through the
connected.
book club.
Yes.
Now,
Okay.
I
Yes.
don't remember, did we have a name for the book club,
Yes.
Ann?
It was called Anxiety Code.
Okay. See, she got a better memory than I. That's why she on the show, because she got a good memory.
I honestly I don't, but I remember that name because it was a mixed bunch of women, and Anxiety Code is a big bunch of just multiple things mixed together to make something wonderful.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right. So, well, I'm glad I was remember that.
Learn my
We need to start
vocabulary
that back
words.
up.
And should.
But that's how we came together as friends through our love and passion of reading
Yes.
and fellowshipping and just having good times with girlfriends and being
Yes.
sisterly. So that gives a little bit introduction about background. And so, Ann, did you want to share anything about yourself before we start asking you some questions?
Well, I would, first of all, as I stated earlier, I'm so honored to be a part of this. This is where I belong. This is what I aspire to do more of. I recently retired 2 weeks ago from FedEx,
Wait a minute.
and
I don't have any
and
pom-poms. I need to go get my pom-poms.
exactly,
Beat the drum.
and
And
I
retired. Yes.
and I prayed that God will clear the slate for me to start a new just a new journey, a new life. But I have to be passionate about it, and I'm very
Right.
passionate about breast cancer and helping women who newly diagnosed or been diagnosed for years. I'm very passionate about sharing my testimony with anyone who would listen, and I am very excited about the door that's going to open for me sharing this journey in the future.
Awesome.
That's it. And let me say this: you are a Christian, and I know you have a very strong
I
faith
love
and
the Lord.
relationship with
Yes,
God. So
yes.
God is going to open doors that you didn't even know was there. Open all the doors and windows for you.
And look
Yes.
at this. Who knew that I was going to be doing this 2 weeks after? And this is right in the plan. It's in God's plan of what He wants me to do. More of this. So, hey,
Awesome.
Yes. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, I'm getting
yeah.
chills. Oh my gosh,
I know. I know.
God is so good. So okay, so we're gonna get started. As we're gonna be an hour long on this one. But anyway, it's all good. So
Hell, I
one
can
first thing I
tell.
want to start with: tell me about when you first heard the word cancer and that you had cancer. How did
Oh,
how did you feel when you were first informed that you had breast cancer?
okay. What I will say is, I did not hear the word. I felt the word.
Mm,
I didn't. I didn't. They didn't say it, but I felt it. I was. I was. I had a pleasure of meeting the best ultrasound technician. I'm not sure their actual um, professional name, but this young lady was taking care of me and doing my breast exam. And
Mhm.
I felt something, and it was almost time for my annual exam. So I had already called the doctor and told them that something is strange, and they said, "Well, you have your mammogram is due." It was like in less than a week or two, and so I said, "Okay, I can wait till then." So I go for my mammogram, and I could tell she sensed something, and but I didn't panic. But what I I did realize is they gave the doctor reviewed the mammogram. When he reviewed the mammogram, she came back and advised me that I needed to see a breast surgeon. And so I'm like, okay, breast surgeon. And
Mhm.
I knew nothing of a breast surgeon. I never knew about a breast surgeon. All I knew of is you go get a mammogram, you leave with your note, everybody's happy. So I had this look apparently on my face about a breast surgeon. She said, I have the perfect doctor for you. His name is Michael Berry. I love him. I said, you love him? She said, yes, I love him. And he's going to take care of you. And so as I was about to leave, she put a prayer coin in my hand and closed it.
Oh.
And I said, yeah, it's cancer. But I still didn't panic. And so I took the coin. She said, carry this with you. You could return it if you need to return it back to me. For right now, you carry it. I went on about my business until I got to see Dr. Berry. I saw Dr. Berry. Dr. Berry says he's very funny. So I hope this doesn't offend anyone. But this is exactly what he said.
Tell
He
us so.
said, this is looking like a duck. This is walking like a duck. This is a duck. You have breast cancer. All I could say is, are you sure? He
I
said,
guess he said it's a duck.
it's a duck. And I said, you sure? He said, I'm about 90% sure, but I can give you 100% confirmation after your biopsy. So I kept that quiet. I didn't want to get anyone all in a fluster over that just yet. I'm just going to let it be. And I continued on my merry way for another maybe week or two. So then I go and he performed the biopsy, and I have breast cancer. Well, let me back up. Did the biopsy. I go home. I ride all the way down Walnut Grove, which is a very long street. I'm crying
Yes.
the whole way home. And I had plans that night. I was going to see Jill Scott. And
Oh,
I
we
was
love this
like,
stuff.
am I going to go see Jill Scott, or am I going to sit here and just be sad? What am I going to do? Because no one knew at this point.
Right.
And I said, you know what? I heard God say these exact words. You're going to start this journey the way you're going to finish it. You're going to start it by continuing to do the things that you love. And the days you can't do it, you can't do it. But you're going to start this journey in the way that you want to end it, by pushing through. So I got dressed, go to see Jill Scott. Now, I'm not going to kid you. There were times throughout the concert I was in a daze. There were times that I would, sing along, but there were moments. But I made it through. Then they called me that Monday. I know exactly what day it was because I know where I was. I was in Marshall's. I was in Marshall's shopping, and I got that phone call, and they said you had cancer. I said,
Wow.
okay. So I waited. I wanted to wait till I got all the facts that it was really cancer
Right.
before I told anyone. So of course, I have two best friends, Felicia and Veronica. I called them, let them know what was happening. And I said, but I need you all to ride with me to tell my mom, because I can't tell her this over the phone. I got to tell her this in person.
Yeah.
So we went to tell her. So that's how the story started. It started from, I'm going to start this pushing through. And there are going to be days I can't push through, but I'm going to go ahead and start it the way I want to end it. So that's how I started.
But
That's
isn't
how.
that something, thank you for sharing it with us, but isn't that something how they didn't even really tell you till maybe after 3 appointments or something like
Yeah.
that?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
and so you had some appointments before you even had your biopsy, but they were thinking she gave you that prayer coin. She had
Yeah.
told you,
Yes.
I'm sending you to this
Yes.
doctor. So that was kind of a little different and unique Really?
But remember, this was in 2005.
Mm-hmm.
Things were a little different.
Yeah, mine was in 2013.
So that
Oh,
it has changed so drastically
yeah,
over the years. 2013 from
to
2005 is
2026.
quite a big difference.
Well,
And
I
of
didn't even
course,
know when they told me, and I didn't even know what carcinoma was. I said, "Well, what is that?"
yeah,
So it's like,
yeah. So I was diagnosed with ductal carcinoma in situ.
so but did they say those words to you?
Yes.
So did you know that that was breast cancer?
I tell you, well, he told me breast cancer. He said I'm
Okay, so see,
90%.
they didn't say
Remember?
that to me. They said you have what I forgot, lapilloma, carcinoma. Somehow she said it,
Uh-huh.
lapilloma or some carcinoma, and I said, "And what is that?" It's like I didn't know
Okay,
what it
okay.
was because I
So
never
at that
heard the
point,
word carcinoma.
I understand. And neither had I. I mean, 2005, I didn't even know anybody who had breast cancer. So I was starting this
Wow.
journey alone. So what
Yeah.
happened was once, and when I say, time 2005, times have kind of creeped in a little bit. So I can't remember exactly, but it was going fast, appointment after appointment after appointment.
Yeah.
So it was moving along timely. And
Mm-hmm.
so so when I told everybody that I had it, I knew I had it at that 100%. They
Right.
had called me, confirmed. And so my best friends, they started doing the research. I'm still kind of in a daze. They
Mm-hmm.
they walked into the offices with me we didn't have phones, so we had
Mm-hmm.
notepads. They had their folders. They had all kind of information on questions that they were going to ask, so
Um.
that I may forget, because I'm not
Right.
going to hear everything. And at that point back
Mm-hmm.
then, they would record the conversation. In fact, I never went back to listen to it, but they recorded the entire conversation. So
Mm-hmm.
therefore,
Wow.
they told me I had ductal and carcinoma in situ, and it's like a whispering of breast. It's like whispering of the breast tissue. It's like the cancer was contained in a mass. It was
Mm-hmm.
considered a very early stage and was treatable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we started with that. So therefore, you got this mass, and
Mm-hmm.
it hadn't spread outside of the mass, and so
Mm-hmm.
therefore the recommendation was to have, because of the size of the tumor, a lumpectomy was
Come
not
back
an
to me.
There was
Mm-hmm.
not. So therefore, I was once the ball start rolling, where you can have reconstructive surgery, you can have all of these things. So at that point, I'm like, okay, it is what it is. I'm going to push through this. They did not recommend chemo, radiation, or anything, because it was all contained within that mass.
Mm-hmm.
I go have the mastectomy. I go get the reconstruction, and I even get reconstruction on the other breast so that they would match. Because what's so wonderful about insurance at this point, anything with breast cancer, they want you to be happy, and they want
Mm-hmm.
you to
Right.
be complete, feel complete. So in order for them to do this breast surgery, which was called a tram flap. A tram flap is when they use your skin and fat and some of your blood vessels that you take from your abdomen and create a beautiful new breast. And
Wow. I've never heard of that.
I must
Mm-hmm.
say, I did never regretted that. It was a very intense surgery. It was several hours long, but I asked him this question. This is the plastic surgeon at this point, because we know we got cancer. What are we going to do?
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
he said, I see you got your friends with you. You all look very professional, very nice. And he said, do you want the Cadillac breast, or do you want the Mercedes? And that was
I
Mercedes was
already know what you said.
right. I said, give me the Mercedes. So I said, give me the
I'm
best of the
surprised.
best.
I know Ann Bond. I'm surprised she didn't say give me the Bentley.
No, they weren't talking about Bentley back then, 2005, honey. No,
Okay.
Mercedes was it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I said, give me the best of the best. And so he said, okay, it's very intense. And it's several hours long and blah, blah, blah. I said, that's what I want. Because what I realize is, what a lot of people don't realize is, doctors have eyes. They can see. They can see what type of person you are. They can see that I care
Mm-hmm.
about myself.
That's
They can
Yeah.
yourself.
see
Yeah.
So I tell people all the time, go to the doctor's office looking good, feeling the best you can, because they
Yes.
can see that you care about yourself.
Yeah.
They may not have offered me that if I had walked in all just discombobulated and
Right.
sad and not looking like I'm a woman who care about my well-being.
With a bonnet
So
on your head and your hair ain't combed.
Yeah.
exactly. So I tell people all the time, go
Right.
so that they treat you different. It's a
Right.
fact. So
Mm-hmm.
go
That's
ahead and
true.
decide to have the surgery. The surgery is wonderful. I feel like a teenager. I mean, everything is beautiful.
New tatas.
Everything is beautiful. But guess what? That's not the end of the story.
Okay, put a pin in there.
Okay,
Put a
right
pin in
there.
there. Put a pin there. So now, Vondra, did you have a question you want to ask?
So
I
I
think
think
she kind of answered some of them.
she
Didn't she?
kind of answered it, but I was going to just take it a little bit further because I know
Uh-huh.
her immediate best friends were one of the persons. But I was going to ask you, did you discuss the results with anyone? And you said your two best friends and your
Yeah.
mom. So did you kind of leave it in that circle, or did you slowly tell people? How did you kind of relay it, if you
Okay.
will?
Okay. So after I went to my mom, I think I went to my sister
Okay.
and I told them, and my mom and my dad. So once I
Okay.
told them, I needed my friends to tell everybody else because
Oh,
it's so difficult to repeat it over and
yes.
over and
Yes.
over.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
can't, it's heartbreaking.
It
Yes.
is.
So you're gonna hear, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, what can I do? You're gonna
Yeah.
hear all of this, and I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't know
Right.
how to handle that.
Right.
So I asked my friends, can y'all call everybody, let everybody know. I want
But
them to
tell
know
them, but
that
you didn't
it's
want them
not.
calling you. You like,
I couldn't
y'all
because
call them.
I couldn't
Yeah.
take every phone call. I couldn't.
Right.
Right. Right.
So I said,
I feel
let
the
them
same way.
know that I'm trying
Mm-hmm.
to just digest it,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna need them as my family and friends to
Support group.
support me,
Or prayer group. Yeah.
but give me a few days to just let it sink in. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's what happened. They contact some people, you get a few people that's offended. Well, they don't want to talk, but they don't understand it because
Yeah.
they didn't understand. But that's what I
Yes.
did.
Yes.
I did let everybody know. It was an open book at that point because secrets will kill you. And I don't
Yeah.
have time to hold secrets. So
Yeah.
Right.
yeah,
That's a
I
very
did
good.
let
Yeah.
everybody know.
But you can be selective.
I was selective early
Yeah.
on, but as time went on, I didn't have
Yes.
time. I'm in a fight for my life,
Right.
and I don't.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And see, and you did totally different. You told your two closest girlfriends. I did it totally different. I just treated it like a project because I was so used to doing projects. So I went to
Yes.
all my points. I didn't tell a soul. I didn't tell anybody until the day. Well, one person knew the guy at the time was there, but I shout out to Billy Ray. But anyway, so what I did is I just didn't talk about it. I couldn't talk about it over and over again, like you said, just constant talk about it. So I didn't even tell my own daughter and mother and best friend until the day, the weekend before my surgery. Like my surgery was like on a Monday and Tuesday. I think I started telling people that Friday surgery before because he came in town. Then I told them it was just like, and they like, what? I'm like, yeah, and I'm having surgery in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, you want to tell your mom? I just treat it like a project. I was going to get me a book. I think Sharon had given me a book, just a planner book as a gift. And I used that book. And I said, I'm going to use something new to write down everything, my appointments, everything. I went to them by myself. I just couldn't keep talking about it. And I really went into a state of depression.
Okay.
I started thinking like, nobody's going to want me. I don't want to talk about it. Just all the
Yeah.
wrong things to be thinking about. But,
Yeah.
we are women. And like you said, I even talked to my doctor about how I wanted my breasts to look. I was like, look, I'm
Exactly.
single.
Exactly.
I don't want to be botched all up. Can we talk about what the surgery is going to be, how it's going to look afterwards, all of that. So I commend you on that. I did the very same thing. And I think
And I
that
did
if you're going
similar.
to advocate for yourself, who's going to advocate for you?
And I did
Exactly.
similar. I went to people that had the medical background, a good friend who had journeyed with family members and who had kind of knew the process. And so that one particular person went with me to all of mine. Another young lady from my church who worked a few floors above the breast center. And then she came down on the days that I had appointments. So it was, you know, camaraderie for me. So yeah, and I still in private. I mean, I haven't shared with the very people. Yeah, I have my faithful few. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm truly an open book. I am truly an open book. Pam, I remember when I found out that you had breast cancer, and
because
all
I don't think
was,
I knew you had it. I think at
no,
that time,
when I realized you had, I think somehow you and I talked about it, and you were like, you may
well, I'm a
have
breast
known
cancer
about me, but I didn't know about you. And then all I said was, I could have been there for you. All in my mind, not to you,
Yeah.
in my mind,
Mm-hmm.
made it a little easier, let you know that, you know, this too will pass. But
Yeah.
that's what my goal is, to take the fear down, not away, but bring it down.
Because we've been through it now, so we can
Right.
really be a blessing and help other people. And
Right.
that's one of the reasons why we launched this podcast, is to truly be a blessing to other people in this whole community, you know, because it's hard. And, you know, I like the fact that we're all sharing the uniqueness. There's nothing wrong with it. The uniqueness and differences about how we handled our journeys. And people need to hear that, because there's no right or wrong way. It's not like, oh, you did wrong because you didn't tell about, or oh, you did wrong because you told about, or you did wrong because you didn't tell. But it's no right.
or wrong.
First of all, when a person tell you you got cancer, you can't tell me no right
How
or
to feel.
yeah. And that's why you know, people can't, like you said, some people got a little nudge with saying, well,
Yes,
she don't want to
did.
talk. What? First of all, when a person tell you got cancer, you can't even relate to anything like that. And so for a person to say anything negative, keep it moving, because I don't need any negativity over here. Right?
Exactly.
And I'm gonna share this little secret. Part of my, what's the word I want to use? My incognito is wearing glasses. So every podcast episode you see, I may have on a different pair of glasses.
Yes.
Not to hide, but to still deal, because I'm the youngest in this crew.
Yes.
So I'm a survivor as of yesterday, Pam.
What? Yes, 21st, 1 year.
What?
1 year. 1 year.
Yes.
She's the baby survivor.
This is so crazy. This is absolutely wonderful. So yes, you are new to this.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my God.
Yeah.
I have so
1
much
year
to talk to you about. Oh my. We're going to change numbers, and we're going to be friends. I have so much I can share with you, because one podcast is not enough for my story.
Oh, I know.
I know. We already know. We might have to have part 2, part 3, part 4.
I mentioned to Pam, I said we may have to have a part 1, part 2. I did tell her that.
I know. Part 2 with Ann, part 2.
Exactly.
I love it though. I love it.
Yeah.